LFC just tied with the European champions. FSG out. Club is at yes man now. We just drew our first game of the season. Oh my goodness, what's going on? We haven't bought anybody. This is not supposed to happen. We're supposed to win every game. I want FSG out. Klopp is not doing his job. He doesn't know what he's doing. Oh my God. Welcome back to Kwesi Bowl TV. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me once again for this edition. Today, we're just going to focus on the review of the weekend matches. Hey, guys, share, subscribe, like, notification bell. Help us out, get this channel to grow, to get out there so people know who we are. Again, thank you so much. So, I mean, the game was built up. It was built up as VVD versus Lukaku. Did you get your answer? I mean, is there any more doubt that this man is the best defender in the world and he's playing at 75%? He's not 100 yet. I told you all. In my book, he won't be 100 with bar injury until January. Did he answer your question? Okay. We move on. I mean, let's do the review on this game. I mean, where do I begin? This game was exciting. I will give it that. It was exciting. It was exactly what the Premier League needed to promote their brand to the rest of the world. It was feisty, physical, skill, high tempo. It had it all. It had it all. And especially it being the third match of the season for it to be so exciting like that. I mean, most of the games in week one has been exciting. But this one, I think this one moved it to a level. I have to give it up to Chelsea. They came in, did what they had to do. But hey, guys, let's discuss. At the beginning, what happened? LFC, Liverpool, they started well. The game started exactly how we wanted. We all know what Klopp is going to do. But before we do that, let's talk about the lineup. We had Becker, Trent, Matip, VVD, Robo. We all expected Robo. But for some people, it was a slight shock because Simicast haven't done anything wrong. But we move on. The midfield, we had Elliott. That was a big shock. I mean, big shot. I was thinking that he was going to play Henderson on that position. Fabinho wasn't a shot. We were expecting him to come back in. And then putting Henderson on the left, which means that he was able to go forward. But we all know about Henderson, when he goes forward, he doesn't give much. He's more of a presser. He's more of a ball, passing the ball to, short range or sometimes to a long range. He has that Stevie G thing on him sometimes. That is the part where I felt like we did it wrong. Elliott played well, but Elliott, this is not a game that he should start. He should come off the bench. He deserved to play. That one, I'll give my hands up, but he shouldn't have started. I believe that Keita on Thiago, like on my last video, as I suggested, that it was going to be either Keita, Thiago, Fab, and Henderson. That should have started the game. Now, up front, also a shocker. We had Salah, we had Firmino, and then we have Mane. Personally, I still think that Jota should have started because of his directness, and we needed that in the beginning. And then bring Bobby in when they did what? When they parked the bus, because you know how Bobby can control the game from midfield all the way to the front, right? So the formation, the lineup itself was a little bit shocking for a lot of LFC fans, because we were feeling like, hey, there's a lot of guys out there who've been doing well from preseason to since the season started. They should have started. The only person that I said maybe should have started was Robo, but we will go through it. But I felt like eventually Simicast was the better person who should have started. Like I said earlier, LFC started well. Chelsea was very defensive sound. They came in. Defensively, their structure was defensively was perfect. You could not just easily penetrate. I mean, they got Rudiger, they got Kante. You're not gonna beat those. Aspilicueta is playing. Aspi is one of my. I'm a fan of Aspi. To me, he's like Milner. Experience, hardcore, no nonsense. Their formation was, of course, the 3-4-3. But what he did was leave Lukaku up top by himself and have Kai drop back a little bit behind him. And, the same four, we got, Kante, and Frank was like, no, I don't want Alonso to play. But guess what? In this formation, Alonso is the right person to play. So, he had the on the left side as the left wing back. Reece James was also the right wing back. And then, Aspi was one of the center backs. Now, Christensen was in. I guess I'm forgetting most of their midfielders. But the game was very physical in the beginning. Not physical like the Burnley game, but it was pretty entertaining physical. That's the type of physical that you can't complain about. Everybody wants to win. Everybody's going at it. There's skill involved, high pace. But Chelsea was more withdrawn. They didn't come out like we went at them. We were controlling the game. We still had more of the ball. They were sitting back, and they were still. One thing that I saw also was their front three also tried to press us up top, so we don't control the back from the back. And LFC, like I've told you guys, especially if you watch the Burnley game, especially the second goal, you saw what VVD did. From center back all the way to Elliott to Trent to Mane goal. You see what I mean? So they knew that. And they said, you cannot give VVD time to figure out who's wide open, and he could switch the ball at any ping pong into anybody. You can't let Matip. You think Matip, he can do anything, but Matip can drive with the ball all the way from the back, all the way to the front three. So they knew we had to press him at the back, make sure that they don't control it. And when they come in the middle, we hold out, we hold ourselves, and then we will see if we can hit them on the break. Now, in terms of one thing that was frustrating at the beginning of the first half, especially which I'm talking about now, is the ref was not consistent. I mean, it felt like he wants them to play physical ball, but to me, it seems like he was calling too many fouls for Chelsea. But then when we got a foul, he never want to call it, Yeah, a few of them, when you watch a replay, you'll be like, okay, that's the right call. But still, the ref was not consistent. And I believe that's what brought in the first goal, which was off a corner. Okay, now let's talk about the Chelsea goal. The ball is coming. Flacco has two people. What I think happened there was either Alisson should have talked to Robo and say, hey, Fabinho has two people on him. And Fabinho, what he did was he stood on his ground. So he had, Kai and Rudiger. Rudiger did make the fake run, Fab stick with him, but Kai moved up front. Nobody talked to Robo. By the time Robo turned around, Kai was right by himself in the near post like that. That should not happen. And to me also, I could say it's because Robo has not played in a pretty, 3-4 games before this one. And he's kind of like a little bit figuring things out. He should know, but Simicast, I think, will probably deal with it better. Or Alisson or Fabinho should have talked to Robo and tell him to, hey, focus, there's a guy wide open. Because Robo was standing, I think, right by Matip, where Matip didn't need help. He should have been looking around, And that's one of the things that is very hard when you're playing zonal marking when it comes to corner kicks. The goal, And you could say it was a fluke, but the man scored, beautiful goal. He went over. And I could also say that LFC was off his line a little bit too much because the ball just went way over his head. He does a corner kick. It's not like he went all the way to the 18 box and somebody kicked the ball over your head. This one, he flipped it. Personally, he was flicking it just to pass it to somebody to tap it in. But hey, beautiful goal. But then after the goal, I felt like we were a little bit rattled, you know, because it was a shock to us. Be like, come on, that should not happen. But it did happen, you know. And Chelsea was slowly attacking and attacking. But guess what? We calmed down, and that is where we needed a Thiago or a Keita, because we had no control of the midfield. We were attacking well. We were looking dangerous when we were attacking, because what we realized that we can't go at them because they will put a brick wall over there. They had the double-decker bus on there. So we let them come at us, and then we get the ball back, and then we try to hit on the break. But this is where I feel like LFC needs to keep working on it. We are not playing like 2016, 2017 LFC, where when we get a counterattack, you know it's going to be a goal. 2017, 2018 LFC, counterattack, it's a goal. Recently, our counterattack is not putting the ball in the back of the net. And we need to address that, you know. We get a corner kick, ironically. Ping pong, Matip hits the ball, hits the pole, he heads it back in again. Mane reacts faster, hits the ball, then Reese, we all saw the video. He did move his hand towards the ball. Now, you could say it's harsh that they gave a penalty, plus show him a red card. But the rule is, if you stand on the line and you touch the ball with your hand, especially the way he did it, it's a red card. Go into all Suarez versus Ghana. Same thing he did. Yes, we know he did it super deliberately, but still, it's the law. If you read the thing, it'll tell you, if you touch the ball with your hand while you stand on the line, that's an automatic red card. Right? Now, you could say the rule is harsh, but the ref has to follow the rules. That's why the ref he didn't need to watch the whole thing. He just needed a screenshot to make sure he did touch the ball on the line, because VAR, they tell him he has touched the ball on the line. So it is a penalty. So now the ref needed to see it to make sure that he gives him the red card. The ref didn't look at the VAR for the penalty. He looked at the VAR for the red card. That's why it was a flash red. And some of these pundits that, especially in the NBCSN or whatever, they be frustrated. Who's that guy? Tim Howard. Oh, yes, we understand, you know, you're from Man U to Everton and you have the rivalry, but dude, talk facts, okay? Read the rule book, all right? Don't sit here and start making things up because you wanted Chelsea to win, all right? You're supposed to be in the middle. Yes, every broadcaster has their favorite team, but dude, man, come on. Even if you have a favorite team, you still have to speak facts. Stop being so biased. You're so freaking so annoying, man. Come on now. What have you done lately? Besides that 13th save that you did at the World Cup, which basically said your defense sucks. Come on. But anyway, DK, Mandy got a yellow. There was a scrabble in the game, which to me it was fun because we needed to see that rile everybody up. Hey, game was bubbling over. There was a lot of excitement. You know, people were pushing at the handle, and Mendy started it, and then Lukaku jumped in. The handle, you know, handle is not going to back down to anybody. I don't even know why Lukaku jumped in there. You're not going to throw a punch. You're not going to headbutt him because you know that's also a red card. So I don't even know why, you know, all that stuff came in. But guess what? Salah what Salah does, put the ball in the back of the net. You know, now game is 1-1, halftime. Second half, Tuchel, you got to give it up to him. He told them, hey, guys, we're not going to lose the game. So what do Chelsea do? They did what Chelsea are known for, parking the bus. They brought a triple-decker bus on this one. And this time you can't fault Chelsea. You got to fault LFC for not breaking them down. And this is where I'm a little bit kind of like, yo, Klopp, what were you doing? Last year, when they went a man down, you brought Thiago in right away. But this one, you left the team the way it is. Henderson cannot create. Yes, Elliott was playing well, but Elliott is so direct. He doesn't create. Elliott and Salah are almost identical type of players. So yes, they're putting pressure, but I don't care how fast you run. If there's a wall in front of you, you're just going to run into the wall. We needed Thiago or Keita in that game. Henderson should have been. I'd take Henderson or Fabinho out and bring Thiago and or Keita in. This game definitely needed Minamino because he's the one that could run around behind players, right? Now, on the first half, I forgot to mention, Bobby was subbed. A lot of people didn't understand why I myself was like, wow, that's a little bit harsh. You should have just waited till the game, the half is over. But later on, we found out that he had a hamstring problem, so they had to bring Jordan. And when Jordan came in right away, that's when the goal came in. So there was that directiveness needed to start in the beginning of the game because that's how we get him, and then bring Bobby in. But hey, that didn't happen. Bobby was injured, so Jordan came in. But Jordan came in, now they parking the bus. So we needed a creative player, which was Thiago or Keita. But then when Thiago came in, he was also a little bit far behind. So the only thing he can do was just giving short passes. He couldn't create up front. And this is something that I believe that Klopp needs to start working on, because we still can't break teams that are parking the back on us. They're not going to, Chelsea knows that even with 11 men, maybe if 11 men, they would have been more offensive and we would have probably caught him a couple of times. But we need to figure something out. This is one of the things that I was very concerned. And I told on my previous videos, I said, hey, we need to figure a way to score goals, just not Salah and Jota. When those two don't score, we're in trouble. We need to figure that out. And we got 2 more days, 48 hours or whatever before the window closed, but we need to figure that part out, because that is what is going to hurt the team if we can't score goals. Same thing last year. It wasn't the center back. Yes, the center backs were gone, but guess what? We could not score goals, But hey, second half, Chelsea parked the bus. Nothing much happened. LFC didn't play well. We didn't break them down. So that was basically it for the second half. I'll just give you guys the rating. I'm not going to hold you guys that long. Alisson, I believe it. Alisson did well. He was able to control his box pretty well with the exception of that goal. So I give Alisson a 7. Trent did very well. Trent was able to move around, although, him and Alonso were very, going tick for tat. So I thought that was a good battle. Trent, I'll give him a 7. Matip, he was solid beside that little shaking that Lukaku gave him in, I think, the first half. I believe that he did well. He did well. So I give Matip also a 7. VVD, I'll give him an 8 because the man was solid. Hey, he right now, Lukaku is not in Belgium, I heard, because he's in VVD's pocket. So please, Belgium, you all need to hit VVD up to get your boy back. Robo, I'll give him a 5. This game, I think, was too soon for. It was too soon for Robo. We just have to, because the basic things, he couldn't do the basic thing. Couldn't trap the ball. He couldn't cross. He crossed 1 or 2 good balls, but he was 2 steps behind the ball. Balls that normally, when he's ahead of him, he will get out to it. He couldn't catch up to the ball, So Robo, I'll give you a 5. Elliott, I give him a 6. Hey, the boy ran himself to the ground. He was trying, but nothing was happening as an end product. That's why I'm giving him a 6. Fab, I give him a 6 the same way. he was solid. He had Lukaku also. He had a few shots on goal. I'll give him a 6. Henderson was, I was thinking between 5 and 6. He didn't do much. And that's because I think you see his flaws, because the position that he was playing, he needed to be forward more. And when we know Henderson, when he goes forward, he doesn't give you much, you know? So, but I'll give him a 6. I'll just give him a 6. Just the fact that he messed around, he was out here toe to toe with Lukaku and Mendy when they tried to mess with him. He didn't back down. Salah, I'll give him a 7. He worked his behind off. The goal that he scored gave him a 7. Otherwise, I would have given him a 6 too. Jota, 5. He changed the game a little bit, but a lot of time of the game, especially in the second half, he was no show. We couldn't find where he's at. Once in a while, he had a header that he could have scored, and he missed, and he knew that was a good header. And he scored the same thing last week. Mane, I give him a 6, and the reason why, because defensively, he was very sound. He came back a lot. And this is the part where people don't understand. Mane is not the guy who's supposed to be scoring all the goals. He needs to score more goals. But Salah is the goal scorer on the team. Mane do a lot more defense. And so by the time he gets up top, he's a little bit tired. That's not an excuse, but Mane needs to do better moving forward, you know? So Firmino, first half, I didn't see much from Firmino. I gave him a 4. I'm sad that Bobby is injured, you know. And like I said, he just got back from holidays. We should not be rushing him back. You know, club, you don't want a big squad. You got to take care of your guys a little bit better. Okay, guys, that's basically the review for the games. But let's jump onto some of the games that was over the weekend. We talk about a few of them real quick. So Man City, Arsenal. Oh my God. So, hey, I need some goodness to come up here to come tell me what's going on. I need you to come up. I know how frustrated you were. Who in the right mind go toe to toe with City unless you are Liverpool? I'm talking about teams in the Prem. Why did the first 5, like literally the first 5 minutes, Arteta thought that he was the one coaching City? Dude, yeah. First, I mean, the goals were coming like every 5 minutes. Defensive shambles. Midfielders were nowhere. Yeah, I mean, the only player who was, I don't even know what's going on in Arsenal, but whatever it is, they need to figure it out. But that game, it was such an embarrassment. City gave them 5-0. Are you even a top 10 team? Mark, I need you all to come out here and tell me what's going on, man. What other games are exciting? West Ham and Crystal Palace was pretty entertaining. I liked it. There was a lot of goals. Antonio is putting people on notice. Don't sleep on Antonio, man. What else? Everton. Benitez. I'm telling you people, Benitez, watch out. Sunday's games. Tottenham. Hey, they won 3 games straight. Top of the league. Burnley and Leeds. Of course, what did Bamford say? Barnes playing jujitsu with them. Man U and Wolves. Yeah, Sancho. Nobody's talking about Sancho anymore. Greenwood had to save him. Pogba, watch out, man. You almost broke that dude's leg. Can't be doing that. Personally, I think that should have been a red card. But hey, guys, we got like 48 hours to the transfer window shot. LFC fans are losing their head. We drew our first match. We haven't lost in over, 14 or 15 games, and people think that we about to get relegated. It's just the first game. We are worse than Arsenal fans. Come on, guys. Yes, we do need signing. I believe I said we need 3. 2 will be okay for the season. But right now, I'm waiting till Tuesday because I got questions. Just like yes, some of us don't like this FSG out stuff, but we got questions. And after Tuesday, when the window closed, we're going to ask him. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. subscribe, like, share, notification bell. Guys, get our channel out there. Support us. Thank you so much. Archie, Quisible. Peace.